From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and it is time for the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTimeAngles Live. And boy, oh boy, it's my favorite day of the week, Friday. So let's go ahead and get into it. First topic, Pats. Do the Pats need to move up for the QB, or do they need to just go ahead and stick it with a vet? Now, the Patriots are talking about possibly moving up because they are starting to scout out the top quarterbacks in the draft this year, but most likely they could wind up with maybe a Justin Fields or maybe a Trey Lance or the kid from BYU. Trevor Lawrence looks like he's pretty much headed to Jacksonville. But to me, if I was Jacksonville's GM, I wouldn't really be that sold on Trevor Lawrence. You know what I mean? Even though he's done very well for himself, he didn't look too good in those last two big-time championship games against guys who are going to be playing on Sundays on the other side as well, too. You know, a lot of these ACC teams have really underachieved over the last 5 years, and it's became a one-sided conference. But back to my point, the Patriots look like they could be moving up, but from what I'm hearing is that they want to bring back Dak, and they want to bring back Dak simply because you know that most of the Patriots defense took the season off because of COVID. They said they opted out. That was the team that had the most opt-outs other than the Cleveland Browns last year. So pretty much they're going to be bringing back Dante Hightower. They're going to be bringing back the McCourty twins. They're going to be bringing back a lot of players that made that defense what it is today. Pretty much, and championship defense at that as well too. So if Cam was able to get a very, very good defense and a very healthy Edelman, I think the sky could be the limit for this team going back into next season, pretty much in the wide open AFC East. Yes, Buffalo had a great season, but that's because they were going against a limited Patriots team, and you're going against a budding Miami team, and then the Jets were just downright awful until late December. So pretty much, I think that Bill Belichick knows exactly what he's doing here. He's going to bring in up the right type of quarterback. And I think right now, if he moves up, they'll definitely be bringing in a brand new quarterback, via, high end, the high end stuff, and not really worry about too much what's in the second or third round. But from really, I'm hearing, they want to figure out a way to get back Jimmy G. So pretty much, I guess they'll figure it out at some point, but San Francisco is very, 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 very committed to Jimmy G from what they're saying. So we'll see how it goes. But the Patriots, should they move up? I say no. I think that they should just go ahead, rock with Cam for another year, get that wild card spot next season, and move forward from there. All right, so we'll move and just like what we're about to do. So pretty much let's go ahead and talk about Texas. Texas gets a big win last night. Let's look at that great shot that pretty much put away the game last night. Boy, oh boy, Texas is had to get their revenge. Oklahoma beat them at home a few weeks back. So here it is, little dribble drive motion here, little 19 seconds left on the clock. Coach is saying not to foul. So pretty much what happens here is you pull up, a nice little dagger shot there. Boy, oh boy, and Texas goes ahead and wins that game, and they actually won that game 68-65 last night. That was a really, really good game, and I think that these two teams will be a problem when it comes to playing in their tournament this year as well, too. So I really, truly do like the way that this team is setting up, the way that this team is going, and I think that what happens here is that you have a very wide open Big 12 conference, even though Baylor is the pretty much the kingpin right now. They are the regular season champs, and everybody does have them pegged as the winner of the tournament. I don't think that it's going to work out like that. Texas and Oklahoma have been a little bit more active than Baylor over the last few months, and I just think that at the end of the day, what's going to happen here is that we're going to have ourselves a very, very fun tournament. And I look forward to it. So let's go ahead and keep it moving. And let's go ahead and get into our player of the night last night. And that's going to be Dame Lillard, Dame Dollar. Oh, boy, he had that game last night. He scored 44 points last night. 7 assists, was 8 of 15 from the three-point line. You know what? All good, man. That boy can ball, man. There's a lot of people that are very, very intrigued with Dame Dollar, and I think Dame Dollar at the end of the day is going to be very, very very, very excited this weekend to kind of show out in the All-Star game a little bit because, it's the best of the best. And, Dame has been talking all that stuff on Twitter. So I think he's ready to go ahead and bust out, have a great All-Star game. He's even rested out of the three-point competition as well, too. Would have been fun to see him and Steph go at it a little bit and maybe put a little side wager on it as well, too. So pretty much it is what it is. The player of the night last night, Dame Dollar, Dame Lillard, 44.7 assists, 8 for 15 with 8 from 15 from the three-point line, and it is what it is. All right, so we move on to our 30 teams in 30 days, and oh boy, this is when we're walking around the basement, the wastelands of the MLB right now, and this Tigers team is absolutely terrible. There's nothing to write home about with this team. They got a terrible pitching staff. They have a Hall of Famer who's really on his last legs. And go ahead and show the stat right now on Cabrera. This guy is – I remember when Cabrera came into the league back in 2001, 2002 was a big, big reason why the Yankees, lost that World Series and everything when he was a strong arm third baseman. Then he was transferred over to first base after a while. Now he's so big and so overweight, he's only can play DH, but he can still hit. That's the whole thing. He can still hit. So he might command a little bit of attention from teams that are chasing a World Series who might want to just have his knowledge there with them as well, too. As you know, he went to the World Series with Detroit. He went to the World Series with the Marlins as well, too. So, Miggy Cabrera has had a great career. And I think that, 18 home runs, 72 RBIs, 60 runs, that would be pretty nice. And, if he could get this guy to the postseason here at the latter stages of his career and get on a team where he could just be the DH maybe every other day and just bring his wisdom, I think that would be good. The only good part about Detroit is that they're going to have assets for you to trade for on the trade deadline. And then I think the star player of this team is going to be a guy by the name of John Shoup next year. John Shoup is very, very good. He's a talented player. He has a lot going for himself. He did amazing things last year as well, too. 22 home runs, 67 RBI, 64 runs. This will possibly be the best, the key to everything when it comes to Detroit even competing in games. And you know me, I'm over here dogging them right now, but I'll see that plus 250, that plus 260, and I'll chase it. Just because I know how this game works, and those will be the gimmies for Detroit right there as well too. So we'll see how it goes. The Tigers, they got a tough sledding going ahead. If I'm a Tigers fan, I'm not expecting anything from this team, to be that honest with you. So at the end of the day, I got this team going under 70.5 wins, and I think that the Tigers, they're just a team in rebuild mode, and it's time to just go ahead and get your assets ready to be moved on, so then you can go ahead and dig into other teams' farms. This is just that simple. That's what it looks like to me for the Detroit Tigers moving forward. And my prediction, once again, is under 70.5 wins for the Tigers. By far, they're going to be one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball this season. Okay, so with that, we're going to, before we take our quick break, let's go ahead and check out hackclub.com. You guys go ahead and hit the link in the show description, and you guys will be able to go ahead and get yourself 10% off on any $50 order or better. Once again, that's at the www.hackclub.com. You have to press the link in the show description, and then you guys can go ahead and get yourself that 10% discount. Okay, so with that, we will be right back. This is the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and this is the Primetime Angles Live, the premier sports betting show. The Viget app, where social media meets sports betting. Get the latest line movements in all major sports. Track your daily bets, daily contests, the NFL over-under contest that pays out $10K in cash prizes. This is a cutting-edge app that helps betting be easy. Sign up with the reference code POPDBIC and you will be able to watch my daily show, The Primetime Angles, as a resource to building that bankroll. Viget is available in your Apple or Google Store on your iOS or Android. The social sports betting app, Viget. All right, we are back with the premier sports betting show, The Primetime Angles, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. And boy, oh boy, this is the Primetime Angles Live. And let's go ahead and get into the weekend. And on the weekend, we have ourselves we got some fun stuff going on. We got Oklahoma State, number 17, at West Virginia, going to Morgantown this weekend. They have themselves a pretty big game there. So pretty much what I see here, I think that when we break down this matchup, you have a West Virginia team that still has a little bit of a bad taste in their mouth from what happened this week against Baylor. You know they should have won that game against Baylor. They really gave up way too much in that spot. So pretty much, at the end of the day, they're trying to get some get back right here against Oklahoma State as well. Oklahoma State playing some of the best basketball in the conference right now. So this is going to be a really good game because Oklahoma State can move up a little bit and find themselves in a spot to where they could possibly be a higher seed than what they're projecting them to be. They're looking at them to be maybe a 5 or a 6. They could move up and possibly find themselves at a 4 or a 3 by the time we get to Selection Sunday. So, West Virginia is a good quality win on your resume as well, too. And then I'm just saying this because they have the best player in the nation and he seems to be heating up a little bit. The guy actually only scored 12 points the other night when I saw him playing against Oklahoma, but they were significant 12 points as well, too. They were important 12 points for that game. So, when you're doing it like that, then pretty much, you have to keep your eyes open. But I would have to disagree with the critics and skeptics. I don't see that guy as the number one pick in the draft, even though he has very long arms at Cunningham. He's a very skilled player. Can we just say he's top 5? I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't think that any NBA team should be committing to him right now without looking at other players. You know what I mean? Because I think what's going to happen seriously is that they're going to find a foreigner and pick him number 1 anyway. So pretty much when I look at this game, I think that West Virginia, they know that it's huge for them, but at the end of the day, they're getting themselves locked in for that tournament, and they want to steal that bad boy because for the first time ever, the Big 12 tournament is wide open, but we'll see because Kansas is going to have a lot to say as well, too. So let's go ahead and move forward to our next game, and our next game is going to be a doozy. It's going to be Virginia, number 21 in the nation, going against Louisville, a team that had to take literally a month off. Louisville is going to be much better, I think, when we get into the ACC tournament. They're shocking the world and stuff like that. That's how I'm feeling with that team right now. I think Virginia is playing pretty good basketball, but they're not as good as they've been over the last 5 years defensively. They're actually kind of a middling defensive team now, and I think that's going to be what's going to probably put them out pretty early in the NCAA tournament this year as well, too. This team is just tough. It's funny that you're the team that was the last national champion, and you're not getting any love. Now, if you were North Carolina, Kansas, Duke, they would just be always talking about you. But Virginia fall between the cracks. But I think Louisville is a live dog here, and we'll see how it goes. And pretty much this looks like probably the best game in the ACC this weekend as well, too. Let's move on to our next spot. This should be a really, really good game as well. This one looks to be kind of a holy war in a sense. It's going to be a big rivalry. Ohio State and Illinois. Everybody knows that they play for the turtle in football. So pretty much they didn't play for that this year, but this will make up for it in a sense because they have this is their playoff. This is a big monster game. And to me, these are like pretty much a pretty good tournament preview games for you for these teams. This is what they'll be facing in a few weeks, top tier players, top tier coaches, things of that nature. And I just feel like these two teams will collide. And Ohio State has to get a win here. They lost to Michigan and they lost to Iowa, two top 5 teams now. And I think Ohio State is due pretty much. And if AO is there, he's going to be a little timid because, he has the facial injury and everything like that. So I truly do think that this will wind up being the game of the weekend. And I think Ohio State will figure out a way to win this game as well, too. So let's move forward to our next one. And our next game is going to be a good one as well, too. A good rivalry game in the AAC. Memphis at Houston. Houston is the number 9 team in the nation. Houston has a coach that has been to the Final Four in Kelvin Sampson before. And, Houston went to the Final Four a few years back as well, too. So I think that when it comes down to it, this Houston team is going to be very confident in the tournament, and they're going to have a lot of backers behind them as well, too, because nobody's really seen what they're capable of this year, but they're still in the top 10 because coaching, and they've recruited very well as well, too. So pretty much when I look at this game, Memphis has a possibility of getting a big upset here, but Houston should roll in this spot because they got to get real polished before they get to the tournament so they can have no hiccups when they get to that tournament as well, too. All right, so we move forward to our next game, and our next game should be it's going to be pretty good. It's a battle of the farm boys, Wisconsin and Iowa, so pretty much Wisconsin coming in this game number 25 in the nation, Iowa number 5 in the nation, and showing the dominance of the Big Ten this season as well, too. So I truly do think what happens here is that we're going to wind up getting Wisconsin to have themselves a doozy of a game, and I think they go to the barn and actually get a big upset here. I know it's tough to beat Iowa at Iowa, but Wisconsin's one of those capable teams of doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say Wisconsin can go to Iowa this weekend, get a big win. So when they do win, you guys can be like, well, I heard it on, well, Pop said it first. So pretty much it is what it is. So Wisconsin at Iowa, I like Wisconsin in this spot. Let's see how it shakes out. Luka Garza is going to be senior day, so I know that's going to be huge as well, too. So I know I'm stacking the odds up against myself in this spot, but I just feel like Wisconsin's going to steal this one. I think it's going to be too much pressure on Iowa at the end of the day because it's senior night. All right, so we move up forward, and we got our last game here, and these guys are the pretty much I compared them to the 1990 UNLV squad a few weeks back. Now they got brought back down to earth in a sense, and I've seen the weaknesses of this team, and it might be the same old song for Baylor as well, too. Baylor is a team that plays so great in the regular season, and then when they get to the tournament, they really get kind of sidetracked, or they'll run into a game where they kind of being lollygagging a little bit, being lackadaisical, and they wind up losing that game or winning the game by a few points. But all in all, when they play top tier teams, that they might have not seen all season, it becomes an absolute one-sided affair. So Baylor has to get over that hump. To me, in my opinion, Texas Tech is a good precursor to a very tough tournament, and I think Baylor should probably roll because this is going to be their senior night as well, too. But Texas Tech does loom the danger because they ain't never scared, to be that honest with you. And Matt McClung, a.k.a. Billy Hoyle, he's going to go out there and try to get his thing going as well, too. So I like this matchup. This probably will be my favorite game of the weekend as well, too. Texas Tech at Baylor. Let's see how it goes. And there it is. That's going to be our top 25 weekend games right there. And you can watch all these weekend games on Fubo TV. You guys go ahead and hit that link in the show description. You guys will get 7 days for free on me. Once again, hit that link, get 7 days for free on me. All right. So you guys can go ahead and sign up, and then you don't have to worry about a credit check. And then if you don't like it after 5 or 6 months, then you can go ahead and get rid of it. And it only is going to cost you $55 a month. And there will be no penalties or anything like that if you do want to move on from Fubo TV. But make sure you sign up for them so you can watch all these great games on your phone or on your TV as well, too. So with that, we will be right back. This is the Premier Sports Betting Show with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and this is the Primetime Angles Live.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another in Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the PrimeTime Capper, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune in to Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube. Man, good pictures right there. And if you guys ever want to know where I was at with, that was for the Robert Easter Bartholomew fight, Vegas at the Cosmo. That was weigh-in day, I think. Actually, no, it was the press conference. It's the final press conference. But Roy Jones Jr. The first thing I said to him, I said, "Y'all must have forgot." He said, "Yep." And that was a pretty crazy meeting up with Roy Jones. He's a very humble man and he's very respectable, man. If you see him, run up on him, man, take a picture, dude. He's one of the cool ones, man. He's not. He's literally. I don't even think he had a security guard with him, dude. So pretty much, I just want to go ahead and tell that little story about Roy. But let's go ahead and talk about All-Star Weekend. All-Star Weekend is not the same because we didn't know we were going to have it this year. All-Star Weekend is actually supposed to be in Indianapolis this year as well, too. They moved to Atlanta because Atlanta is pretty much now the capital of America for some time being. Last time, Atlanta was one of the most important cities in America. I think there was a movie by the name of Gone with the Wind, and that's what I'm thinking about when I think about Atlanta being in charge of things, and Miami as well too. This is craziness, I know, and it's funny because they said that, All-Star Weekend is known for all of its festivities, all of its parties, all that good stuff. Well, they're saying now that there's not going to be any parties in Atlanta, or then they had to switch it up and say that, no, the public's not going to be invited, but you're not going to tell any of those Atlanta club promoters that, though, because that's all I've seen on the Twitter and on the IG. So pretty much All-Star Weekend is still going to pop. It's still going to be a lot of fun. You better mask up. But Atlanta is going to be the place to be this weekend, and you always want to be in the All-Star city, baby. I'm telling you. And that's why, other cities is like beg for these weekends, dude. Seriously, they beg for the weekend. And, even Cleveland looks good on All-Star Weekend as well, too. So, pretty much I'm telling you right now, this should be a good game. But all in all, it's all about fun. They need to actually start playing for something like winner gets the home court advantage in the finals or something of that nature. But they split it up the team idea of it where it's conferences. Now they have it to where it's, we select the players and we kind of mix it up a little bit. I kind of don't like that idea in a sense because it doesn't really gauge who's the better conference anymore. That's what the All-Star game was about. Who's the better conference? It's not about who can put together the slaughter team. LeBron, you know what I mean? So pretty much it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it's a fan-friendly event. No, don't expect anything from this. And don't get mad when you see that they're not going to play no defense on Sunday as well, too. So pretty much All-Star Weekend, it's going to be what it is, All-Star Weekend. I think that that they really did not plan on having it, but they kind of rushed into it because the NBA don't want to miss out on no money. Come on. That's big money right there. And they missed out. If they didn't miss out on it last year in Chicago, they definitely going to miss it out on it this year in Atlanta. So when I look at it, I say to myself, this isn't going to be a different All-Star Weekend, though, because you have a three-point competition that seems like it's going to be more hype than the dunk competition this year. And I say that because I think that Devin Booker and Steph Curry are going to have an absolute showdown in the three-point competition this year because, come on, what is Jason Tatum doing in the three-point competition? Seriously. And Jaylen Brown, you guys just started making threes last week. Like, seriously, what are you doing there? And see, I don't want to get racial or anything like that, but this 3-point competition doesn't look right without a white guy. I'm sorry. You got to have at least 2 white guys in the 3-point competition, and you don't see that. So Booker and Curry are going to be substituting. And then Zach LaVine is there as well, too. So Zach LaVine is going to be my dark horse. So pretty much it's going to be Booker versus Curry. That's going to be the media narrative. But I'm going to give you guys the winner. It's going to be Zach LaVine, the former UCLA Bruin. So go ahead and lock him in, because Zachy boy is going to win this thing, man. I'm telling you. He got the genes to do it. That's why. So pretty much it is what it is, Zach LaVine. But this is a star-laden 3-point contest as well, too. I will give them that. Usually 3-point contest has a good rookie there and some old guy who barely gets playing time, but he can hit threes. You know what I mean? So it's good to see that. And I'm glad that the 3-point competition still is alive and well. It's always a fun competition. It always yields a good, positive money winner as well, too. So let's go ahead and talk about that. What they are saying is a dunk contest, but I don't know. I've been watching dunk contests for a long time, and these 3 fellas right here are absolutely nobodies in the NBA at this point. Obi Toppin is a top 10 pick. Anthony Simmons is a kid that decided not to go to college, wait out a year, and get drafted by the Blazers late in the first round. But I like Simmons. Simmons is going to be a good player moving forward. He's another Jermaine O'Neal case where when he gets to his next team, he's going to be awesome because he's just learning a lot from the Blazers. But at the end of the day, if they really think about it, if they really want to keep him around, this could be the guy that replaces CJ McCollum for you without you having to worry about going to get some superstar free agent. And then Cassie Stanley, I know even this guy right here, I seen him play twice in high school against my alumni, Pasadena High School. And the first time around, he looked decent. Second time around, he was awful. But the thing is, though, the kid, he's always been a big dunker. But I think that, pretty much the guy, he's still developing, but he's not much in the NBA. And he didn't even get picked early. He got picked pretty late as well, too. So, there's a lot of things that come up, and these guys want to kind of get their name out there as well, too. But my man already knows. He didn't even have to, we don't even have to really sit here and play ourselves. Obi Toppin is going to destroy this competition. If you guys just go watch his dunks from college, that's all I got to say. And people have to understand, college did not have a dunk competition last year like they usually have. Obi Toppin would have won that one last year as well, too. So pretty much be ready. New York City's back on them, and the New York Knicks are back on the map, and Obi Toppin is going to be solidified at when he wins the dunk contest on Saturday. I really think that he's going to win it by a lot as well, too. So literally, I guess we're going to have 2 rounds and call it a day with this one. All right, so there it is for that. And pretty much this Rising Stars Challenge. I know that I was supposed to mention that first, but I like this. I like this group, and there goes my MVP. There goes my MVP, LaMelo Ball. We already beat you to what it's going to be. LaMelo is going to kill this game, dude. I'm serious, dude. He's going to have Anthony Edwards with him. That's going to be fun. Tyrese Halliburton, who might be the second best rookie in the NBA right now. Then you got Tyler Hero out there to shoot for you as well. And then you got the hard-working DeAndre Hunter. And also you have Keldon Johnson, who, okay, that's new. He must play for the Thunder or something. And then you got John Morant, and then you got Michael Porter Jr. and Zion Williamson. And then, he got my boy, James Wiseman, man. James Wiseman is going to be really good on the Warriors, man. Y'all got to stop player hating, man. I've been seeing people want him to do way too much. Just let him grow. That's all y'all need to do. And then you look at the other side of it. They don't really have that many the great foreigners playing this year. Like, usually the foreigners are very dominant. Like, you already got guys who are killers on that side, but they don't have the killers on that side this year. RJ Barrett might be a little helpful this year, and Precious could do well. But other than that, I think that they're going to just be out there. But Canada has 5 players out there. So Canada, y'all better be in the Olympics next year as well, too. And seriously, or this year in Tokyo, because if we don't see Canada in the Olympics, it's a problem, bro. Seriously. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the actual All-Star game. And LeBron and crew, I'm going to just let you know right now, they're going to absolutely wipe the floor. No KD. KD is going to be over there chilling, watching the game. Kawhi Leonard, you got Joel Embiid, possible MVP. Then you got Kyrie. And James Harden is looking at – it's either going to be Harden or LeBron winning the MVP in this game to me this year, because I just truly do think that what happens here is that you got LeBron with his very stacked team, and I don't think they've ever had an all-star team with multiple MVPs on the same side as well, too. LeBron has, 4? Then you got Giannis with 2, and then Curry has 2 as well. And then he says, okay, I'm going to throw Luka and Jokic on my team as well, too. Guys that like to pass the ball. And, he pretty much took care of business. I'm looking at it right now. He got Dame Dollar. He got Dame Dollar on his side. He went and got Paul George as well, too. So when you look at all this stuff, this should be a 30-point blowout. But, it don't work like that in the All-Star game. We're going to get some competition here. And, it's going to be fun to watch. Hopefully they don't bore us by halftime by scoring 180 points apiece. We'll have some fun, and it's going to be in Atlanta. I know there's going to be a lot of jokes and goofiness going on in the game as well, too. And also, for the dunk contest judges, please be fair. There's a reason why we don't have anybody in the dunk contest this year, and it's because of you, Dwayne Wade. You already know. You got to call it how it is. You got to be correct. You can't be playing favorites, okay? You got to keep the Kenny Smiths and D Wades away from the judging part of the competition, and we'll be all right. I think that we'll have a full, great group next year, and that's going to be All-Star weekend for you on my side. So pretty much I wish I was there, but you know what? We'll be there next year. So there it is, and that's a wrap for that. So with that, you guys go ahead and check out Stacey Adams. And you guys are great sponsors at Stacey Adams. These guys are the absolute best. And pretty much you guys go ahead and check them on out. LNK10, you guys will get that drippity drip and be looking good, feeling fresh for all those March Madness parties that you're going to be going to in a few weeks. And pretty much get yourself locked in with StaceyAdams.com. You guys can claim 10% off on any $75 order or better, and that link is sitting right there in the show description. And with that, we will be right back. This is the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles, live with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper.
The Viget app, where social media meets sports betting. Get the latest line movements in all major sports. Track your daily bets, daily contests, the NFL over-under contest that pays out $10K in cash prizes. This is a cutting-edge app that helps betting be easy. Sign up with the reference code POPDBIC and you will be able to watch my daily show, The Primetime Angles, as a resource to building that bankroll. Viget is available in your Apple or Google Store on your iOS or Android. The social sports betting app, Viget.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
All right, we are back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles, live with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. And you guys already know what time it is. It's time to talk those tickets. And we got a 38-1 pick six tonight. I like Arkansas State minus 125 tonight. I think that they should be good money for us as well. You guys can single them. Then we also have Drake. I'm not talking about Aubrey. I'm talking about that team that plays in, I think, where are they at? Illinois somewhere. All right, so pretty much we have them. And then we have the plus 9.5 on Ball State. And also we have UC Davis money line minus 150. Belmont minus 7.5 tonight. And I'm going to go and going to dig a little bit deep tonight into the Sun Belt. We're going to go ahead and add in UT Arlington tonight. UT Arlington is a baller school, and I've always been fond of them. They could be in the tournament this year as well, too, and kind of maybe might make a little bit of a splash as well, too. So there it is, 38-1, PrimeTime PK6. Let's see how it shakes out. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the dog pick 4. As you guys know, we ain't got no NBA tonight, so no super high five. All right, so we got the Louisiana Monroe with the plus 180 tonight. Then we're also going to go with the Alabama Birmingham with the plus 195. And then we're going to go on down the 5 freeway and circle the Cal State Fullerton Titans tonight with the plus 130. And then we're going to go drive back over to the coast and be by Marina Del Rey and go ahead and pick on the Loyola Marymount University boys and get that plus 105. And we got a 38-1 dog pick 4 for you as well too. So that's Talkin Tickets for you. Single what you like, and we go from there. All right, so you guys can go ahead and you do all these bets over at uwager.com, and you guys can go ahead and put in the promo code POP80, and you guys will receive up to 50% on a deposit bonus and on a match deposit, I mean. And then so that pretty much means you put up 400, they'll match the 200 with the free play, and you guys can go from there. So pretty much you wager where the world bets. You guys go ahead and get those bets in tonight, and hopefully we can go ahead and hit us a nice little ticket. All right, so pretty much I know that we moved a little quickly today, but it's all good because it's Friday and we having fun today, and it's All-Star Weekend, and I just didn't want to go ahead and overdo it. You know, didn't want to go ahead and throw in cycling and, you know, rugby and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it where it is. And pretty much we'll be back Monday with a full stack of stuff because, you know, the weekends get crazy. So pretty much you guys are the absolute best. There is no me without you. So we'll be back Monday at noon, okay? And once again, this is the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTimeAngles Live, and I am gone.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production